My phone is pretty shitty, so I can't really take any videos. But I took a picture for you guys. That is about the spot where about a month ago, two of my friends were struck by a car. This street is a very empty street. Barely any cars pass by. It's pretty much a street populated by fitness buffs or like people trying to get in shape. Every day I walk by this street to go to college, and I always see people with their bicycles, with their dogs, people jogging on this street. I occasionally see mothers with their babies on a stroller on the street. And hey, there's a fucking car passing now. What a rarity. But you see, this street is hardly populated by cars. Cars pass by barely any times. They're barely here. It's a rarity to see a car. So when someone's walking here, a car isn't really a thought. A car, and if a car is there, the car, you expect it to stop. But that time the car didn't stop. My friends were walking on the right side of the road. The car hit them from behind, obviously. So apparently they went flying. I wasn't there, but I wasn't even a mile away. They were walking to my fucking house. They're walking my neighborhood. And hey, the car that passed by me right now slowed down. Because I'm not on the middle of the road. I'm on the sideline, but they still slowed down. They have courtesy. This motherfucker was on his phone for sure, dude. Because look, I'm in this street. I got pretty bad eyesight. If I take my glasses off, I probably won't be able to see a person. But if I put them on, I can clearly see a person. About two people jogged by not too long ago, and I saw them clearly. And I had no headlight. I had no long beam. I was just walking. And it's such a shame that one of them had to die. The guy who died was just an all-around nice guy. He was a true Catholic. He didn't he didn't sin. He didn't curse. He didn't do any of that shit. He goes to a school where people done coke in the bathroom. People do ecstasy on the weekends. People fuck. People do drugs. People do all the crazy shit. They steal. They sell drugs. Little girls losing their virginity at age 14. Fights. Getting drunk driving. Texting and driving, which is how he died. Our school is filled with a bunch of people who do fucked up shit, and he, of all people, died. That's just a fucking shame. He didn't deserve this. They always say the nice ones have to die. And in this case, the nice one did die. He didn't deserve it, and he didn't know what hit him either. Because I believe he was unconscious since he got hit. The other one was talking, but he didn't talk. He had a clueless death. He was in a coma for 11 days. In a coma for 11 days. And I visited him twice. And it's not a pretty sight to see. Your friend as a vegetable is not something you want to see. It's horrifying. Seeing your friend seeing him live off of a machine. That's fucking crazy. But it's nowhere near as bad as seeing your friend dead. Because when you see your friend dead, you could tell he's dead. It's hard to explain, but when you see someone who's alive, your skin is fresh. It's smooth. It has life. It's hard. It's weird to explain, but it has life. But when you see someone dead, they just look like they have the life sucked out of them. He looked dry. And it was such a sad sight to see. One of the worst days of my life was having to see my friend lie dead on his casket, not being able to talk with him, not being able to joke around with him, not being able to laugh with him. That was just a horrifying thing to see. One of my best friends is fucking dead. The week he got hit, I believe that is pretty much almost exactly 7 years since I met him. I've known the guy for 7 years, since he was 10 and since I was 11. We used to get along all the time, and he is not a guy who would have been known as cool. Most people probably would have stopped talking to him. They would have avoided him. So I know some people who did that. But every time I see him, every time he passed by, I always said hi. I always give him a high five. If I saw him in lunch, I sat with him in lunch. I talked to him in lunch. He was one of my most consistent friends ever. It was always hey. It was always what's up. I did nothing but show love to him, and he did nothing to show love to me. We're good friends. I never ditched him. And now he's gone. One of my best friends is fucking gone. I'm feeling pretty down, but imagine his parents. He was an only child. He was his parents' life. Their life revolved around him, and now he's gone. Imagine the pain that they're fucking feeling. All because some dude was texting. The day he got hit, he wanted to chill with me, but me, lazy ass, didn't want to do it. It was just one of those days where I didn't take a shower the day before. I was in my underwear, just eating shit. Who knows, if I would have gone, he would have survived. Or I could have been dead along with him. I can't be thinking like this because it happened. That's the only thing that happened. I can't go back and I can't stop it. We can't keep thinking about the other answers. It's like getting an answer wrong on a test. You can't go back and redo the test. The test is done. It's done. It's in the grade book. He's gone. And the day he died, at first I didn't really feel it. I was numb. My heart was pounding, but I couldn't really believe it. Once I went upstairs, the tears just flowed. And they didn't stop for like 30 minutes to an hour. And when they did stop, they would come back every now and then. Not every now and then, they would come back every time I would think about it. It was hard to stop. So a couple hours passed, and then I had to go to get my books for college. And then I go on Facebook. Well, I'm still feeling pretty down about it because one of my closest friends, obviously. Then I go to Facebook and I see a post by one of my friends. It's a very sentimental post. And I couldn't continue reading it. I'm like, Mom, hold the book. I gotta go to the bathroom. I went there and I just cried for like 10 minutes. Just horrifying, man. Hard to believe. The first day is what I call the can't believe it day. I couldn't believe it. And I was there in the bathroom just sobbing. And my mom's like, hey, we're almost in the beginning of the line. Come here. I go there, eyes bloodshot red. I was obviously crying and everyone was staring at me and I didn't fucking care. They probably don't know how it feels. It's a shitty feeling. The second day was alright. I was able to deal with it. You know, I accept it. And then the third day, it was the viewing where again I saw his body and it was just a sad sight to see. And I talked with a couple of my friends and a couple of his friends about how much of a good guy he was, because he was a good guy. And it's just a shame that he had to die, man. And then the third day, again, I can't believe it. I felt the same way. But once I saw his funeral car, once I saw his casket being loaded into the back of the car and driving away, that was the sign that told me he's gone forever. He's not going to be near you anymore. You're not going to be able to see one of your closest friends. One of the best people you've ever met is gone. That's what that sight told me. And the following day I had to move on. But since I moved on, he's still on my mind. I still think about him every day. It's kind of hard. I have pictures of him on my phone. I changed my motto on Xbox to honor him. Same thing on PlayStation. Same thing on Instagram. My cover photo is a picture with him. He'll never be forgotten. Every day I think about him. Today I took a test. He was on my mind. Kind of hard to focus. He's still in the group chat too. And I'm never going to erase him from my friends list either. He's always going to be there. I do not want to forget about him. Because I can't. It's just too hard. See, dealing with the death of a friend is a challenge. And it's just depressing to see such a good guy go. And as I'm standing here in this spot, seeing 2 cars pass by me in like, 9-10 minutes. Both of them slowing down. Both of them courteous. None of them texting. I really wish he would have been in my position. I really wish those drivers would have honked at him. I really wish that driver wasn't on his phone. I heard he's in jail right now. And I hope he fucking pays for this, man. Not in the sense that he dies, but I hope he pays the bills, because his parents must be devastated. No, they're not must, they are. And it's such a shame to see. Rest in peace, Rafa. I'm gonna miss you, bro. I'm standing in this spot exactly a month after you're gone, and it's hard to believe that you're gone, man. It's fucking crazy. Oh, and one more thing. Fuck the media. The day he got hit, the media wrote an article, and the article was pretty vague. They didn't really say anything much. I believe they might have gotten one detail wrong, that they were driving a Volkswagen. It was, maybe the article said it, but I'm 100% sure the video report said it. In the video report, they say two teens were driving a Volkswagen in the middle of the street, and in some strange situation, they got out of the car and they were struck by another driver. The streets are dark outside, and who knows what the teenagers were up to or whatever. That fucking pissed me off. Number one, none of them have a license. I'm not even sure if any of them have a permit. So they were obviously not driving a Volkswagen. Number two, the streets are dark, sure, but me, a pedestrian walking, could clearly see someone ahead of me. I have no headlights. I was clearly able to see. And number two, those guys were good guys. They were good kids, the guys who were there. They don't fuck around and do crazy shit like the other people do. This is a street of joggers, like I said. They were just taking, I guess, a shortcut to my house. That's what they were up to. They were walking to my house. Up to no, who knows what they were up to. They were just fucking harmlessly walking to my fucking house. They just assumed that my friends were up to no good because they're teenagers. They assumed that, but they didn't assume that this motherfucker was driving. They didn't assume that this motherfucker was texting on the road. It's fucking baffling, man. It's fucking crazy how biased the media is against teenagers. The guy didn't stop. I'm pretty sure they questioned the people who witnessed it. My friend's mom, who was driving the Volkswagen, I'm pretty sure they questioned them, and they told them that the guy didn't fucking brake like a normal person would when they see someone ahead of them. Because look, let's say they suddenly walked in front of the car and they got hit. Then that's not the driver's fault. And if that happened, and if the driver was looking at the road, his immediate instinct would be to brake, and that will slightly lessen the damage. This motherfucker didn't brake. This motherfucker didn't do the honking sound before ahead. He left no signal. He wasn't looking at the road. It's obvious. Why didn't they assume that? And they assumed that my friends were fucking around on the streets. You know what's crazy? I'm pissed off at one of my friends. He witnessed two people talking about the death of my friend and saying, oh, he shouldn't have been driving the Volkswagen and he shouldn't have gotten out of the car in the middle of the street. It was his fault. My friend witnessed that and he didn't say shit. That pisses me off. The media misled people to believe that my friends were bad kids, and a lot of people are going to remember my friends as bad kids. And apparently people in school have been in similar situations as well where they're talking shit. It's fucking baffling, bro. It's crazy. It pisses me off. That's the thing that pissed me off most about this whole ordeal. It was my friend's mom's car who stopped in the middle of the street. My friends weren't driving the car. They were just walking. The mom stopped. They stopped. Boom. I believe that's what happened. And again, the driver should have been looking at the fucking road. He should have not been on his phone. They didn't assume that. And I don't even think any of the other articles say that he was on his phone when one of the witnesses saw him on his phone. And the kid who got hit, who survived, said there was no brake. He didn't brake. And the other people told me that he didn't stop. He stopped when it was too late. So no. The media is fucked up. I can't I can't believe they pulled info out of their fucking ass. Sorry for that burp, it might sound weird. The media just pulled info out of their fucking ass to get the news out quick, and in turn, they misinformed so many people. And now my friend looks like a bad person. Fuck that shit, man. I don't even know if I could trust the news anymore. With that horrible display of reporting. These motherfuckers should be ashamed, tarnishing my friend's name, man. Rest in peace, Rafa. I know you're a good guy. The news is a bunch of fucking pricks for slandering you. Dicks.